I would say just sitting in a meeting this morning, received a phone call from the high school relating to a potential threat to the high school, and immediately went up to the high school to support our crisis response team in getting underway with doing everything we can to keep all of our students safe and staff safe, and also the school safe.
Tell me about how today went, getting all those kids over to the middle school. I know the middle school is under construction, there's just a lot of variables that probably went in today. Talk about the logistics of things and the planning that went into it and how you think everything went.
Yeah, I'll first off say I think everything went pretty well. This was my first incident here of a threat to address, but I will say the staff, middle school and high school staff, like you said, our middle school is still under construction, while at the same time the areas that we needed to use was done to support the evacuation of our students into those spaces. So it went really well. I think all the people that were engaging in the evacuation, engaging in the crisis response, did everything that they could to definitely support, be it the UW Madison canines, the city itself of Baraboo, the sheriff, Sauk County Sheriff Office, the police department, high school, middle school staff, students. I'm gonna say the parents as well, as they allowed us to really do what we needed to do to keep our students safe in our schools.
So, being ahead of a school district, in this day and age, tragedies at schools, threats at schools are obviously very real and, just a part of our world, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit and kind of your role in situations like this.
Yeah. As you lead a school district, and anyone that knows me, safety is number one. We want to make sure that as families send their kids to us in the morning, that we return them to their families safer than they came to us, but a little bit smarter as well, because they came to us to learn each day. But given the nature of the different crises that happen across the country, the different crises that happen here year to year, we want to make sure we do everything to continue to support our families, keeping them knowledgeable of what's happening, keeping them aware by way of our communications that we give them to keep them abreast of things, so that they may not sometimes get in the way of what we need to kind of do. And I think our parents did a really good job of that. I think Liz Crammond, our Director of Communications, did a really good job of leading some of the communications out to families to keep them abreast of things. So I think given the challenges that we have every year with different crises that happen, I wouldn't want to be in that fight with anyone other than the team that showed up today with us.
What do you want students, parents, this community to know from you?
Yeah, I think most importantly, safety is number one. I'm going to always err on the side of caution to make sure that we keep every kid safe, every staff safe, and also our facilities as safe as possible.
Were there any logistical concerns with trying to fit all of the students into the middle school, or COVID concerns, anything like that, with so many students in a space?
Yeah, I would say number one, logistically, I would say there wasn't any concerns because the spaces in which we use, I'm glad it's new and big and that good stuff. So the gymnasium space that we use, it can hold a ton of people. We have our bleachers were out, students were spaced, but at the same time having some really good times with each other. So the COVID measures were not an issue because students were all masked in the spaces that they were in, while many of them were pretty much spaced, I would say probably 3 feet at times, to the greatest extent.